everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I'm going to tell you guys the sweetest story. It's mildly disturbing, but overall sweet. A friend of my daughter's told me that when she was a little girl, she used to feed mosquitoes herself. So she would feel bad for these mosquitoes. Everyone was always trying to hurt them or swat them away, and she knew they just wanted to eat. So she would let herself be fed on. So she'd sit outside and let mosquitoes feed off of her. And it's the sweetest story, but you think about it, she knew that this was not good, but her good heart, overrode concern for herself, and she was trying to help these mosquitoes. And in a similar kind of way, it makes me think about narcissism and how I did this for so long. I would offer myself as a sacrifice for the narcissist. Always I would endure silent treatments. I would put up with the financial abuse, whatever else it was, his rudeness, his rages, his alcoholism, because it was always be that, well, this is good for the family. I need to keep the family together. I need to do this. I need to do that. It was never I never once really thought, wait a minute, is this really what's best? But I want to tell you in today's video, actually, I want to talk about 5 realities to understand about a narcissist. But the reason I'm telling you this is I sacrificed so much for nothing. It was all an illusion. And I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made. Everybody's situation is different. I understand that. But I tried to hold everything together. And it ultimately, I ended up losing everything anyways. So if I had known this earlier, maybe I could have made better decisions. Maybe you can still make better decisions. I don't want you to be where I am, having to start your life completely over after having literally lost everything. That doesn't need to happen to you. God forbid that happens to you. So let's talk today about 5 realities about narcissism. Because let's look at it this way. Imagine if you have cancer, God forbid, you'd rather have stage 1 than stage 5, right? So look at narcissism as a cancer. You're dealing with a stage 1, you can still get out relatively unscathed, right? Maybe it's been a short entanglement, maybe you're not even married, you don't have kids. You don't want to be at stage 5 narcissism, because what stage 5 narcissism is, you require God to physically extract you from the entanglement. So don't get to stage 5. Let's try to hopefully be close to stage 1, but wherever you are, even if you're in a situation like me where you had to lose everything, at least you have yourself at the end. At least you can have the opportunity to rebuild, as much as it sucks having to do that. But still, it's something. But gosh, if you're earlier, let's learn about these things. So I'm going to talk about them, 5 things to understand truly about a narcissist. Once you really get into their head, you know what's going on, you can start making better decisions for yourself. So, number 1, you are not dealing with someone who's struggling to overcome their demons. This is not somebody who wants to be a good person who's trying to improve themselves. They might tell you that, but what you're really dealing with is someone committed to concealing their demons. You're looking at somebody, you're dealing with someone who will lie to you all the time, tell you what you want to hear, whatever it is. They will hide who they really are. They have no problem with this. They're not ashamed of this. They don't want you to find out because it'll make their life worse. They're totally fine with it. So connected to that, and this is a hard one to accept. Number 2, they won't change. A narcissist, there's 0%. It's impossible that they will change. Holding on to this hope that they're going to change is an exercise in futility. I can't stand when I see that, 1% of narcissists change, or 99% don't, however they phrase it. And I maintain, when you're in an entanglement with a narcissist, there are some people, like myself, for example, where this couldn't collapse. This had to stay together. Everything was connected. There was a marriage, the money, the kids, everything. There's no option that this is going to fail. I do have the 1%. Absolutely. My husband, with my devotion, with my love, with my patience, absolutely he will see the error of his ways and want to change. That is laughable. But we all have this thought. We're all these optimists because we have our entire life riding on this. They have to change. If there's any hope that there's the 1%, I have to be all in. Because once you get the kids and the marriage and the house and the money, you're all in. So you really need this person to win. And when they don't, and they won't, it's devastating. But knowing ahead of time that despite anything they may say, I know this sounds so down, and I'm not trying to make this whole downer video. I'm trying to help anybody who's in the situation where they are constantly giving second, third, fifth, 100, 600 chances, always believing that this is the time, because we've all been there, and nobody ever has the miracle that they want. Understanding that what you do with it is up to you, but just knowing this, because a narcissist wants to mess with your mind. So constantly hoping in them is only going to let you down. That's the only thing that's going to happen. We need them to change. But the truth is that a narcissist sees me, as the problem. They're not the problem. They don't need to change. You need to change. I need to change. That's their mentality. All right, number 3. A narcissist needs periodic episodes to feed their demons. All right, they need this. This is going to happen. There's going to be a drama, fight, some type of scene, because they need to take energy from their target, you. So they will purposely have a fight, do a silent treatment, whatever it is. And then afterwards, everything will go back to normal. You don't know what the heck hit you. All of a sudden, it's just wham, that they're in some type of mood, in some type of rage. You don't know what happened. Then it's over and they act like nothing happened. And you're so freaked out and scared. You don't know what happened. You don't know how to respond to it. This is what they're feeding off of your energy. They need to do this. And I'll tell you something. I was thinking about this the other day. Narcissists, well, this isn't what I was thinking about the other day. Just in general, narcissists are going to get into your head. So the other day I was thinking, this actually disturbed me. I hadn't even thought about this. It suddenly hit me, this horrible thing that happened. So this is the type of control that they end up having over you. When my ex was giving me, at the beginning, I don't even think we were married at the time. We were living together, but not married. He gave me my first silent treatment. Now, this traumatized me. I'd never been given a silent treatment. I didn't know what the heck was happening. And he was just literal silence. I'd be screaming, crying, begging, pleading with him to talk to me. It was a pathetic sight. And this went on for several days. I was in agony. I felt like my soul was ripped out. I just had this empty feeling, this heaviness. It was just horrific. It was abusive, and I shouldn't have put up with it, and I regret that I did. However, at the time, so I'm dealing with this, and when he finally started talking to me again, the relief that I felt, I can remember rushing over to him and him wrapping me up in his arms, and I literally was just there, shell-shocked, crying for, I don't know how long it was so long ago, I don't remember, but it was probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I can still remember just the feeling of utter, oh my God, the relief. It was real trauma. It was traumatic. And this, you don't think that imprinted on my brain, or that this isn't imprinting on your brain. So you're in this weird situation where the person who literally abused you is then comforting in you. So you have this trauma bond, and it makes it very difficult as you're moving forward. Your mind literally alters because the narcissist is so warped. They bring you into this reality, and you are not the same person. Number 4. This is a hard one. I know not everyone will agree with me on this. I believe that it's true. They don't love their children. A narcissist doesn't have the ability to truly care and love anybody. They're 100% self-absorbed, and it doesn't matter that it's their child. Now, I think they believe they love their children. And when things are going well, when the child's having a great day, or things are really, they get some award, or it makes the narcissist look good, they're all about that. They're dad of the year and mom of the year. But when it comes down to doing what's best for the child, to truly caring, that doesn't happen for them. A narcissist loves themselves only. In the reality, when you're with a narcissist, you are the enemy. We're the enemy. When you're with the narcissist, we are that enemy. And narcissists will always hate us more than they have any fond feelings for their children. Narcissists will abandon their children without a second thought. They're able to live like their children don't exist. So I'm telling you this because if you're one of these people like I was that are thinking, I need my child needs a father or a mother and they need to have proximity with them, that's the narcissist doesn't care. So you're going out of your way to try to encourage a relationship. And I'm not saying your child shouldn't have a relationship with a narcissist. That's up to you. What I'm saying is making acquiescence. I can't say that word, so you know what I mean. Doing that for the narcissist when they actually don't care. Just don't do anything for the narcissist is what I'm saying. Anything that you want to do just for them because you think they'll appreciate it or it's good for them or it's good for the child, just remember what the narcissist really is. You are a single parent if you're with a narcissist, whether or not they're in their life. They just don't, it's not part of who they are. It's just, it's a crazy thing. It's crazy. Even, I grew up, my ex, I grew up with him. I knew his family. It is the biggest shock ever to me that he just completely cuts off his kids, his whole family. This is the narcissist. So it's not just my narcissist or someone else's. They all have this ability. This is what they are inside. That's part of how you know a narcissist is a narcissist. They have no ability to love or have empathy. Number 5, they are bottom of the barrel, no good. You are literally dealing with somebody that has no morals. They're demonically influenced. They will take everything from you. It will happen. Let's look at it this way. If a person truly loved you, truly cared about you, it would break them to know how badly they hurt you. Of course, people make mistakes. I'm not talking about mistakes, but and I'm sure you've done this, I've done this, we've all done this to the narcissist, told them how badly they've hurt us, told them the things they've done, how horrible it is, how much it hurts you, how much it hurts the kids. If they truly loved you, even if they disagreed with it, seeing you in agony, watching you cry, it would be unacceptable. Or somebody who can sleep next to you, you're crying, you're devastated, and they can sleep next to you, and they're totally fine. This is what we're dealing with a narcissist. They are just demonically, they're vessels full of evil. And they're actors, they're actresses, despite whatever they tell you. In their heart, this is who they are. And you will see this. In times that they're not acting this way, they're lying to you. They will completely, there's been studies that show that narcissists, being in an entanglement with a narcissist, can literally give you brain damage. It affects every aspect of your life. You're more likely to be ill, have chronic illnesses. They just take everything from you, and they'll keep taking until you put a stop to it. So I know this isn't the happiest of videos, but I want you to have a good life. I don't want you to be like I am, starting over. If you have to do it, you have to do it. But it would be so much better to just not have to deal with this in the first place. So understand, you shouldn't let everybody feed off you, right? Don't stick your arm out and let everybody feed off of you. Think about yourself, your family, but the reality of what a narcissist really is. So thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. I post videos of my animals every day, so don't forget to watch those. Keep in touch, leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. I'm trying to build the channel up a bit, so I would love to stay in touch. Let me know. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.